First step in installing the instant air system on your CanAmSpyder is take your instruction sheet and get familiar with the instruction sheet. Kind of follow through the numbers so you'll have an idea ahead of time of how to proceed. If your CanAmSpyder has one of these insulated liners in it, this needs to be removed. Take a measuring tape, measure from the bottom up. The first mark is 2 1/4. I'm going to use a little white out pen to leave a white mark. Then you go up approximately 2 3/4 and put another white mark. These will be the 2 holes. The first mark is 2 1/4. The second mark is 2 3/4. I'm going to take a 1/4 inch bit. I'm going to drill a hole here on the lower mark with a 1/4 inch bit. I'm going to hold the drill as low as I can. Next, I'm going to drill a 3/8 hole in the mark that is 2 3/4. And I'm using a brad point pen a bit so they don't move around or slide off. Okay, the next step is to take the wire ties and straighten out your cables here. One end is a little longer than the other, so push the longer end through the 3/8 hole first. Then push the smaller one in. Push it in 2 or 3, 4 inches here. Then you take the air hose and put it into the 1/4 inch hole. You can just kind of lay this in here for now, and we need to raise the seat up. And I'm going to switch the camera to the other side. Okay, in order to get the wires down through here, it makes it easier to remove this screw here. Pull this panel out and put a small tool or something in to hold it out about 3/4 of an inch. That way you can get your hand up through here and you can feed these wires down through here. So hold your instruments up a little bit above the top of your case. Use your right hand to pull these wires down through here. And make sure you got these wires pulled all the way out. Now you can take these wires and push them back under this edge molding here. And they should fit right under here. Take this little tool you stuck in there and hold out. And you got to make sure you get this back in here properly. Then we put this screw back in. Now by taking this screw out, pulling it out, makes it much easier to get these wires run down through here. And then when your insulation is finished, your wires are all hidden in behind these panels here. So it makes a nice, neat insulation. Just make sure this is pushed clear down and back in here like this. Next step will be the placement of this here on and off switch. So it goes right in there like this. Make sure you got an alcohol swab and got this area real good and clean. Take a clean paper towel and dry the area very thoroughly. Take the switch, peel a paper protective coating off of it. And line it up right here, even at the edge like this. Right in there like that. Push down and hold it for several seconds. Make sure it's pressed down good and tight. Take the double wire here, put the longer wire back here on this side of the switch. Take the shorter wire, you may need to stretch it out a little bit, pull them apart a little bit. This wire here screws on the inside. It'd probably be easier to put the wires on before the switch was glued in place. This wire here will go under this here screw here under your lock. So we'll loosen that screw up and we'll slide that under here and tighten it up. Next step is take the small hole drilling template, tape it in place so you're even here on the back side, and make sure you punch the holes in the center punches in the center of the holes. Now you can remove the little template. Couple things is extremely important. We want to make sure we got the drill bit in the exact center of the center punch mark. We want to make sure the seat is in the lower position, not in the upper position. Now you use extreme care when drilling these holes, or you could drill into your seat. So just make sure when you go through, you stop since the bit goes through. Make sure you got it in the exact center of that center punch mark. The next step is to take this here 90-degree brass fitting with the adapter on it and screw that, push that into here. Now it goes in tight, so you almost have to turn it when you push it in. I happen to find a 19 millimeter fine socket, and I'm going to actually screw it into this little socket wrench. It's easier than using an end wrench. You want to tighten this up with the fitting facing towards the rear, just like I got it right here. You want to make sure it's screwed down just about as far in as it'll go. Then you take the Schrader valve, air valve, and screw it into the fitting here. Next step, on the bottom of this fitting that we screwed in here, we put the little O-ring up on the bottom. We take this here tube adapter and we tighten it up on the bottom of this on the other side of this panel. After you got the fitting screwed on the bottom, we take and hold this here. Tighten the fitting up. I'm using a ratchet type 5/8 wrench, 0 wrench. Okay, we got that good and tight on the bottom.